member of a Red Sox nation. It's a kind of a family. Wherever I roam, a Fenway home, that's where I long to be. I'm a member of a Red Sox nation. It's a kind of insanity. Yeah, I live and die with Red Sox pride for eternity. I make a smile November until opening day. Suffering baseball withdrawal around the clock. When April comes, hey, meet me down on York Way. That's when Red Sox Nation starts to rock.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 59 of the Avid Boston Podcast, presented by AVIDBOSTON.com. For those of you staying up late on Periscope, as always, you can find the podcast uploaded to SoundCloud within 30 minutes of the conclusion of this broadcast. You can find it on iTunes by your AM commute. You can also find it on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and Player FM. So look for it on those apps. Red Sox are basically still in the process of getting utterly fucking destroyed. Normally we would wait until the game ends. It's in the 7th inning right now, 9-0 Yankees. So no need to literally lose any sleep over this by starting the podcast late. So as always, joining me, my co-host Dave Kwiatkowski. Dave, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing so great right now.
Yeah.
So amazingly well as the Red Sox get pumped 9-0 in the 7th inning.
Yeah. So give us the bad news of the series.
So bad news. We lost the series 2-3. Game 1, we got pumped. Game 2, we pumped them as Chris Sale throws a gem. The silver lining of this all was Chris Sale continuing to dominate the Yankees. He has just great numbers against the Yankees. And then tonight, David Price did what he does best, which is fold in big games. So the Sox lose series 2-3, barring a miracle comeback, in which will not happen.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if David Price should just borrow Chris Sale's testicles. I mean, got to try everything at this point.
Something, I don't know. This dude just can't. He can't do it on the main stage, and it's just so frustrating to watch, especially when you look at the Yankees pitching staff and how bad it is outside of Severino and CeCe. Like, Sonny Gray stinks. They have a bunch of rookies. Tanaka's out. Montgomery's out all year. Like, we should be winning series like this, not losing them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we still got, I think, a few more series, especially in the month of September. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we have at least 2. What's going on?
Benny just reeled one in. I thought it looked like it was going deep off the bat.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Great.
The catcher again. I can't even say his name. His first name's Kyle.
Yeah, first name's Kyle. I'm not trying that last name. He's a nobody. He's the third-string catcher for them.
Right.
But he's having his 15 minutes in fame tonight, which the announcers love. If anybody ever thinks that people don't like the Yankees, just listen to Sunday Night Baseball crew tonight when the Yankees are playing. They're cheering them on. They're laughing. They're celebrating when home runs are being hit. It's ridiculous.
Right. And they always seem to make sure they have a Yankee in the booth. You know, we saw.
Yeah, well, they got to support their former great guy up there, Aaron Boone, when he was saying 5 words a game up there in the booth. Sound like an idiot last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, and then they replaced him with A-Rod. Yeah, also joining us, as he often does, you can find him on Twitter, at Cap Hartsfield. He is one half of the Double Coverage podcast, which you can find on iTunes. Austin Hartsfield, how are you?
Not good, boys. Not good. Been better. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we got the Nationals next, and then we have pretty much a whole...
You said that positive.
Well...
Well, it is a positive. We move away from the Yankees, who, you know, we did really beat up on for one game, but we move away from them and moving on to the Nationals, who are struggling, who are not playing their top baseball this year. So looking forward to that. We have actually a decent matchup. No matchup is good with Scherzer, but at least if Sale can't go, Porcello's going. So that's a little bit of a positive. And then after that, we get Ronark, and Feedy. So, feeling a little bit better.
At least the matchups are good.
Yeah, I mean, they won't be fun to watch for the casual fan, as you got BJ and Ronark next, and then you Feedy and Erod on 4th of July.
Yeah, the second 2 out of the 3 are definitely winnable.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And tomorrow is another national. It's on ESPN again tomorrow, I believe.
We've got to be like the worst national, team on national television ever.
Yeah, we're not great. We're not good. We usually get pumped by the Astros when we're on national TV. So
yeah,
I think we won the Verlander game though. That was on Fox Saturday or something like that.
Yeah, we scraped out that one.
Yeah. Yeah. So not really a lot of offense to speak of. Who were the big bats for Game 2 there with Sale at least? Do we remember?
Devers.
No, Devers hit a grand slam, absolutely.
5 for 5, a grand slam, broke 1 million records. Exactly why you don't trade that guy. For all people, not us, but people saying, oh, trade him for Brad Hand or whatever. It's why you don't do it right there.
Literally. How about we not do that?
Let's just not do that.
How many text messages, though, did Dombrowski get as soon as that ball went into the seats?
Got a lot, and I hope he just slide deleted all of them.
I bet they were a little sweeter than the ones before. Whatever package was being talked about. Obviously, almost nothing's going to be good enough to get him. But...
No, there's nothing to give me him unless it was. Unless you're going to give me Jake DeGrom 1 for 1. That would be the only way I'm doing it.
I don't even know if I could.
That's the only way. Yeah, that's the only way. I'm thinking of a young pitcher that's just a stud that has a couple years of team control left.
Yeah.
And all I can think of.
Contract's worth it. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's just off the top of my head. But, yeah, no, Devers was great. Mookie had a good first 2 games as well, actually. Even Game 1, I think he had a couple walks, even though we lost 1 or whatever it was. But I think he had a few walks, and then Game 2 he was decent. And tonight, nobody was really great tonight. But
yeah, Devers' numbers are creeping up, though. He's, 251 on the year, and his OBP is finally creeping closer to 300. His OPS is above 700 finally, so that's nice to see. Bradley right at 200, so...
Yeah, he was playing well before this series started, too, and I think it'll be nice for him to see if he can continue doing this, next couple of weeks. See how, he can perform before the deadline. And, yeah, Devers is finally creeping up. It's nice to see. He's got 14 home runs, batting 251. He's on pace for 25 home runs, bat 250, have, 70 RBIs or something like that. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and,
yep.
Who's to say, it doesn't exceed 30, on a good stretch, really.
Yeah, exactly.
He's still 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still 21. That's the best part. He's still so young. He's still on team control. He's still got arbitration. It's just, he's going to be around for a long time. And honestly, he's been better defensively, too. I've been a big advocate that he's not as bad as people make him out to see defensively. And if you take the first week of the season and this last week and compare from start to finish his defensive ability, it's gotten better. Hasn't gotten worse, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm with you. And there was a 2-week stretch, though, where the team wasn't playing well and he especially was not playing well. And I just really was a strong proponent at that point to send him down. But it's extremely encouraging to see him grind it out. And he doesn't really look like he's lacking confidence either, so that's huge. And I think he's probably going to be fine. And like you said, defensively was the least of my worries, and I know he had his issues, but that's trending upward as well. So I'm starting to feel better about him. It'd be nice. Where's he been hitting in the order? About 6th or so?
Yeah, 6th.
Yeah.
I think he's for this little run he's been on, and mostly after Moreland or Bogey.
It'd be nice to get somebody to hit behind him, for that way they have to pitch to him.
Yeah, that
protection.
just a little bit. I mean, hopefully JBJ turns it around. I mean, Sandy's looked good. Game 2, he looked good. He's been batting better. I think he's getting close to 250 average as well, which is nice to see.
Actually, that's his year-to-date average. Let's look at the last 30 here, though.
Oh, is that year-to-date? Oh, yeah, his year-to-date is 255 right now. So he's over.
Sweet.
Yeah, and he's like 20 for probably, I think he's like 22 for his last 65, so he's right around 300 during that stretch. So, like I said, I mean, he's going to catch Porcello, he's going to catch Sale, so I'd love to find just one more in there.
And I'm sure they will. When it comes to the playoffs, I mean, there you go. He's in half the games right then and there.
Right.
He'll if we're in the wild card game, you're going to get Sandy in the wild card game because he'll be catching Sale. And then if we win that game, you play in the ALDS, you're going to get him game 2 with probably, I don't know, say it's Price. You get him game 2, you'll get him game 3 before Porcello. I mean, game 2, then game 3, maybe Sale again. You might get him 3 games in a row, and then game 4 would be Vasquez. So you never know. But I think you'll see him more often than not in the playoffs.
Yeah, and maybe after today, maybe they pair him up with Price and see what that does. Not that Price has been pitching terribly; he just pitches terribly in in big games, and he was.
Don't get anything wrong. Price has been our best pitcher the last month and a half.
Yeah,
like he really has. It's just tonight was a big, blip on it, and it stinks obviously because it's like, oh well, he's pitching really well. You can't get on him, but you get on him for the time and the place, and it's nice when you're, not on national TV, beating up on bad teams. Yeah, it's great, but when we needed him most after, all the momentum yesterday, and yeah, the bats didn't come alive today, obviously, but it's tough to go out and be down 6-0 after the first and second innings, and even on top of that, if Bryce only gave up 1 run tonight and we lost this game 1-0, I don't think anybody would be upset with that.
No.
Well, I'm sure Yankee fans feel the same way about Sonny Gray. There's only one difference, and that's the fact that it's $217 million instead of a couple prospects.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just because this is supposed to be your number 2 when Sonny Gray is supposed to be your number 3.
Right.
Like, you want Sonny Gray to turn into your number 2, but I even think going into this year, they're like, all right, well, CC and Tanaka are going to battle for number 2, right? Tanaka finished off well. CC's been great. Sonny Gray will be a 3, and hopefully by the end of the year, he's going to be our number 2. Didn't turn out like that for Sonny Gray, who stinks. I love his quote after the game, honestly. I think that was really refreshing to see. I don't know if you guys caught it or not.
I didn't. What did he say?
He said, I feel like we're the best team in
Oh, yeah, it's so depressing.
4 out of 5 days, and then I go out there and do that, and it just sucks. Like, I got to be better than that.
That's interesting because, tonight's game hasn't ended yet, and so we don't know what Price is going to say, and, he's obviously going to get roasted all week through, EI and the Sports Hub and whatnot, but if Price handles this less than gracefully, that's not good.
Yeah, I would love for him to have the Pedro approach here. Just be like, yep, they're my daddy still. Like, I really
would like the same result, too.
Like, just come out. Yeah, of course. Just come out and say, yep, they own me. Again, I really need to figure this out because, if everything plays out the way we want it to, we're going to be seeing these guys again come October. Yeah. And that's all. He doesn't need to say that he sucked. He's the worst pitcher in the league. He doesn't need to say that, promise to it. Just say, I was
just address it.
Move on, address it, and just move on. Because once you do that, everyone can say on Sports Hub, and even us, we can say, listen, 1 bad start in 10. We'll take that any day of the week, but he does need to figure this pitch out.
It's just viewed a little differently when they wear pinstripes, is the thing.
Yep.
We got to remember that.
Yeah, it is. And even if this was Houston, tonight at Houston, we'd be like, well, we're going to see these guys at some point anyway. Like, can't get up runs in game 2 of the ALDS or a wild card game or something. And on the year, even with that inflated start, he's still, I don't know, I think he's a 3.66 ERA. I don't know if that's with tonight or not, but it sounds like
that's
tonight, right?
before. No, that's before tonight.
Oh, that is before.
Yeah.
No, that's going to jump.
Yeah, I heard them read that off at the start of the game. Yeah, another thing, too, is I've started doing lately, and I might I might do it more often now, maybe daily, is I give a prediction for the game, and